What's my cue?
Hey bestie, it's Katie Wasserman. I am a mom, an esthetician, the owner of Flagstaff Skincare Med Spa, and Prickly Bear Skincare, a post-hair removal line. I started Beauty Talk Confessions because honestly, I got tired of how fake the beauty industry can feel. The conversations that happen between wax strips, peels, and facials that no one ever talks about publicly, we are gonna go there. So grab your coffee, get comfy, and let's peel back the layers, one confession at a time. Welcome to Beauty Talk Confessions, where the secrets come out and the glow gets real. Welcome back to Beauty Talk Confessions. I'm Katie Wasserman, and today's episode, we are going to dive deep into owning a waxing business or working at a waxing business and having the opportunity to take male clients. And maybe you're on the fence and you want to take male clients, or maybe you're at an establishment that you don't offer full body waxing for both males and females. And so you are seeing male clients on a regular for brows and facial waxing. And I think that this is such an important topic because I find that even as experienced as I am, it's interesting how the opposite sex can make us feel a little bit uncomfortable and kind of throw us off of our flow and our juju. And this morning, I was actually listening to another podcast, and on the podcast, there was a woman who does full body waxing, and she was talking about how she still is uneasy with her male clients. She definitely has loyal male clients and she's comfortable with them, but it is still an area where she is a little bit uncomfortable. And I feel like this makes sense. I mean, we are in a service industry, and unfortunately, our industry, or fortunately, it does mesh with massage. And the reason I was originally saying fortunately, or that thought came to my mind, is I recently went to a buccal training massage down in Phoenix, and it was amazing. Shout out to Donna Wilt. You are a badass. And if anyone is looking for a buccal massage training, she is phenomenal. But during that training, it was interesting hearing what some of these massage therapists have to go through and how there is such a flaw and still there's a gray area where males and even some females will push the boundaries and make us as professionals or make other professionals feel uncomfortable. And first off, you should never, ever, ever feel uncomfortable in your space. You always have every right to stop a service if you are not feeling comfortable, whether or not it's male or female. You can stop the service. You can end that service. I've had it happen very few times in my career. I'm very fortunate, but it has happened. And during those times, what I have done is, okay, we are going to be stopping the service today. I am stepping outside. You can get dressed. You can come up front. When they come up front, I'm standing up and I let them know you are not going to pay for your service today. Thank you so much. That service, if you are comfortable letting them know that crossed our boundaries, we do not accept that here, and you can be on your way. If you are in a position where you are more uncomfortable than that, then you can definitely reach out to your local police department if you're needing to. And I know I've kind of jumped in a little bit on that, but I think that listening to this podcast for me, honestly, it brought up some uncomfortableness, and it brought up something for me where I felt like it was an opportunity for me to share my story and my experience being an esthetician in this industry for 17 years, focusing mainly on waxing in my career. I now own a medical spa, but I still mainly focus on waxing. And I have always, from the first year, done both males and females. And honestly, the service that I did actually have to end was with a female. And it was just something that I was not comfortable with. She was being really rude, being aggressive. She didn't like her experience the last time. And we were just not a good fit for each other. But truthfully, I have never been uncomfortable with my male services. Yes, there's been awkward moments. We're human. They're human. But I think it's really important to talk about this and from an experience from someone like myself. And if you guys are curious, Elda, the waxing queen, shout out to her. She is a really great resource to look into because she humanizes both body parts. And I recently went to a conference where she was speaking and she did a live demonstration on male waxing. And it was eye-opening to me on just the different depths of how she explains things on the human body, where I am comfortable in my situation. I'm comfortable in my room. I've never had, like I said, an experience where males have made me feel uncomfortable. I actually love having males come in on my schedule. I find that they're awkward. They don't know really how to act in the spa. I mean, I've had a male client before that got a back wax, and such a sweet guy. At the end of the service, I told him, and I tend to speak fast. And I told him that we are finished. You can go ahead and get dressed. I'll meet you up front. He sat in the room for probably about 10 minutes. I at that time had a few other employees there and a manager, and we knocked on the door, asked him, "Are you okay in there?" And he was literally sitting on the bed with his arms folded, with his shirt on, polite, just waiting. And he felt so uncomfortable, but it was cute. It was understandable. Like, he had never been in that experience, and he deserves, just like everyone else, we deserve, humans deserve, he, she, they, everybody deserves to have the opportunity to give them to get an appointment to experience being in a place where they're going to be beautified, to be in a space where they're seen, to be in a space where they're not felt different because of their sex. Yes, I will say, if behavior is showing you that there is going to be a level of a boundary being crossed, then that's completely different. But in this circumstance, he was just this sweet guy that was just awkward. And like I said, I love my male clientele. I'm able in this industry, you're traditionally able to charge more for males. I mean, not in haircuts, which is quite interesting because, oh my gosh, I used to do hair, and let me tell you, hair cut male haircuts are crazy because you're dealing with the spiral of someone's hair, you're dealing with how their cowlick is, how their hair goes in, and one side always works well where the other side just always looks ridiculous. And so I think that it's interesting that that is not a higher service, but teach their own. And I don't do hair anymore, so that's an area I don't need to get into. But male clients, whether or not you are offering facial services for male clients, or you are a full body waxing space, and you don't have a lot of male clientele, or you're looking to improve your skills, I recommend, like I said, checking out Elda, the waxing queen. During this seminar that we were at, this conference, she had this model on stage, and you guys, he was literally amazing. He was in front of, it had to have been like 250 people. And some of these estheticians, this was their first experience seeing male waxing. And Elda explained it to the client in such an appropriate way that just really humanized us. She explained to him, this is what's going to happen. At first, these are all the people that are going to be watching. Are you going to be comfortable? Letting him know during this service, you can get an erection. You can also have some pre-ejaculation that does happen. This is normal. Sometimes this can happen because of the response in the body. It's not always happening because of a sexual arousal experience. So humanizing that, letting them know, I'm okay with that. If you at any point need a moment or you are comfortable, let me know. And she also went into some tips and tricks of how to work around that, or how to, if you are uncomfortable, change that situation. For me, I mean, transparently, I've been doing this for years. And in Denver, when I worked in Denver, I would say 60% of my clientele, 70% of my clientele was males. And I mean, it happens. It's a human experience. There are also some times that females sweat. Body we have body reactions that happen that are out of our control and out of our mental response. That's just the beauty of the body. That's the beauty of how our amazing organs work and why we're so beautiful. We're weird things. And the body, it's something, if we look at each client and instead of categorizing them as male, female, him, her, they, them, it allows you to look at this skin and the area you're treating, and you're going to forget that you are waxing a male body part, that you're down there. But for me, in situations where maybe I was getting uncomfortable, or maybe I started getting in my head a little bit more, I immediately have my go-tos. So I love to talk to males about their mom. It is just my go-to. Also, if you are struggling and you're feeling like things are not in your control, taking your tweezers and removing a hair without holding the skin taut. That is a really good way to reground yourself. Maybe not ground the client, but bring everything back to the room and kind of focus on the service itself instead of sometimes those conversations that maybe are happening. Remembering during the service, you direct the conversation. You have every right to talk to this person or every right to stop it. I love communicating with my clients. I love talking. If that's not clear, having this podcast, I love talking. I love the connections I make with my clients. And it's honestly like going on a date with one of my best friends. And it's not weird to me. And it's something that like I said, I'm good at, I love doing. And if anyone is curious about it, take a look at the Waxing Queen. She offers amazing trainings, and she's just a great resource because she's really humanized the body, and she's a badass and gave me, as an experienced waxer, some amazing tips and tricks that have literally reduced my male waxing services in half. So I appreciate everything you taught me, and anyone that is listening that has been thinking about offering male services, definitely I recommend taking that leap. Males are loyal clientele. They will come back. They will rebook. They're scheduled. They also will buy pretty much every product that you recommend, and you can upsell them to facial services. Right now, I recently, this will be my end of this, but I just wanted to get into this. Right now, I recently decided that I was going to bring on this amazing chemical peel, non-peel into my business. I'll be talking about that more later on some future episodes. And I've actually upsold this to every single male that has come in last week. And I ordered it last week. It just came in today. And I am so excited. I have a few facials later today, and I can't wait to have these clients experience this. But with that, I had built, and males, you can build your trust. And it's a space where I've tested my sales pitch to them because maybe I'm a little bit rocky or not as comfortable. And it's given me the opportunity to feel good. And that has projected into my other clients throughout the day. And it's really cool to see when you put yourself out there, how people respond and what you're able to create. So thank you guys for hanging out with me, and I will have all the information in the show notes below. And I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for being a part of this space and for listening to today's episode of Beauty Talk Confessions. I wanted to take a moment and recognize our amazing sponsors, Prickly Bear, a desert-curated post-hair removal skincare line with pre- and post-care products created to support healthy skin beyond the treatment room, launching this summer. If this conversation resonated with you, make sure to follow the show and share it with someone in the beauty industry. Staying connected is how we grow, learn, and support each other. You can also follow us on Instagram at Beauty Talk Confessions and Prickly Bear for updates, behind the scenes, and more conversations like this. And if you have a moment, leaving a review helps this podcast reach more people who need this conversation too, and it would mean the world to me. This is Beauty Talk Confessions, and I'll see you next week.